It's a brisk day here at my house, so you'll have to forgive me for keeping my hands in my pockets, but it's pretty cold. Although I'm here at my house for a reason, and that's because we have this brand new 2023 Ranger XP 1000. And it's not just here at my house because we wanted a different location. It's because I've actually been using it here out in the forest. I've been hauling my wood splitter around with it. I've been chopping firewood. I've been loading it up, well, probably overloading it up past its capacities and just testing everything that this Ranger XP 1000 has to offer. And at the end of the day, I am impressed with absolutely everything except for one little thing. I'll tell you about that afterwards, but stick around and you'll find out. The XP 1000 for 23 is remodeled, redesigned, has some new features. Obviously, you can see the LED headlights up front. They've got kind of a signature bar in them like all the pickup trucks do now, so that's pretty cool. Looks great. It's a very, very, attractive looking, rugged utility side-by-side. The Ranger's always been that kind of do-all vehicle. You can have it around the house, you can haul a whole bunch of junk with it, you can put a round bale in the back if you want, but then you can go out at the end of the day and you can ride on the trails, and it actually delivers a really good ride. This one is no different. It has 13 inches of ground clearance, it's got 11 inches of suspension travel, it's got 27-inch tires all the way around. They are Pro Armors because Polaris obviously owns Pro Armor, so they're using these tires now. Really, really nice tire. It's called the X-Terrain. I find it to be absolutely phenomenal on trail, off trail. Anywhere in the forest it works great, in the mud it works great, so really good tire. The engine, same 999cc, 82 horsepower, nothing wrong with it, didn't need to change it. It's really strong for a utility vehicle like this. I don't know why you'd ever need any more horsepower than that. It's a very strong vehicle. It does have the 3-mode work mode on it, so you can change the drive-by-wire settings. Do I like drive-by-wire? The verdict's still out with me. There's certain times I really do like it. There's certain times I find the throttle pedal to be jumpy on everything. It doesn't matter whether it's Polaris, Can-Am, or any other brand. The drive-by-wire thing, even my pickup truck has it, and I don't necessarily love it. It's not perfect, but it's not bad, and the 3-mode makes it easier. So when you put it into work mode, it makes it so that throttle tip-in is nice and easy and gentle. But I do still find sometimes the jumpiness of a drive-by-wire throttle. So it is what it is, but it's industry-wide. It's not just Polaris. Now, I will say the overall fit, finish, and function of this vehicle is really high. It's got the great front bumper on it, really strong looking. Has the bar in the front so you can hook up, and down below it has the post sticking out so you can hook up your Polaris Glacier plow right to this. You don't need to put anything on this Ranger to put your Glacier plow on except for a winch. One of my gripes. You can buy a Ranger in just about every form, fit, and function, color, flavor, size, brand, you can get a Ranger just about every way you want, right down to the fact of having a cab with power windows, air conditioning and heat. But it doesn't have a winch. Why do these pickin' vehicles not come with winches on them? We've been having this talk around the shop and at Trax for the past little while. If you're selling a utility vehicle, everybody's buying a winch. I know they are, and I know Polaris is doing it because they want the dealer to be able to sell that for an upcharge and install it. I get it. But at the end of the day, you know what? Just give the dealer more kickback at the end, and let's sell all these pickin' things with a winch. This is a utility vehicle. CF Motos and, the pickin', all the other brands that are coming out now, Segway, all of these, they're all delivering with a winch on them when it's a utility vehicle. So let's put a winch on, because it just makes sense. It's got a roof on it now. I love that. But why can't we just put a winch on from the factory? Because everybody who's got a utility vehicle like this will eventually use a winch and will need one, and probably is using one almost on a daily basis if they're really using it for utility purposes. So I guess that's 2 gripes, but that's not really a gripe because you can put a winch on anytime you want. But I really like Polaris's winches. I like the ones with a rapid recovery. I would just love to see it on here from the factory. And yeah, some of the higher end, more equipped ones will have it on it. This one doesn't, but this is a very expensive product. Let's remember, Ranger XP is not mid-range, it's not entry-level, it's not bottom of the barrel, it is top of the Ranger lineup. You have your other models, you have the SP, you have all of the other stuff. When you get the XP logo on there, you know that you're getting like extra performance is what I'm gonna say, because that's kind of what it reminds you of. This is the top of the line when it comes to Ranger. Yes, of course, you can get the NorthStar with the cab and whatnot, but it's the same base vehicle as this. So I think it would be nice just to have a winch on there. There you go. That's my gripe out in the open. I'll shut up about winches now. Full body skid plate underneath. I told you to stick around about my other gripe, and you see it right now. It's right out in the open, it's obvious. So let's just talk about it. Let's get the big purple elephant in the room out in the open. I do not like door nets. I think they're ridiculous. I think they're just plain, put a word in there, not an expletive, but I think they're just dumb. They are not smart. I don't like these. I just want a little door. It could even be a half door. It doesn't even have to be a whole door. You don't have to put the whole thing on there if you don't want to, Polaris. But just give me something. Again, it's XP. It's top of the line. It's premium. This thing is in the neighborhood of almost costing what a new Jeep costs in a 2-door base model from the factory. Can we please start putting doors on? Because these nets, when you're driving around, inevitably sometimes get missed, and then this falls out, and then what's it do? It flops around and it does this, and it gets caught on trees, and it gets mud on it, and it gets torn. Then you go to the dealer and you say, hey, how much is a new net? And it's like more money than you would care to imagine. So, okay. My only gripe on this vehicle is this net. Everything else about it is amazing. I would like to see a winch, but everything else is great. I just want you to know that up front. You can complain and say that I love Polaris and all I do is talk, circles around them and that they're the best thing ever in my mind, and you think otherwise. Go find me another utility vehicle that works harder than this one. 2,500 pound towing capacity, 1,000 pound, that's half-ton capacity in the bed. 1,000 pounds, that's a flipping lot. And I'll tell you what, I have filled that bed up until it's overloading with firewood and driven it out of the forest. It doesn't care. It doesn't even know it's there. It's not even working hard. This thing is built to work. Interior-wise, the seats are flipping comfortable. They've re-engineered, ergonomic, done their, Polaris engineer thing and come up with a seat that is just all day flipping comfortable. And it is. And it's way better than the previous version, and it's way better than the SP. It is a really flippin' comfortable seat. I can drive in this thing all day long, whether it's on the trail or working around the house or doing whatever you want to do. And I don't get out of that seat and think, man, I wish they'd put more seat foam in, or they'd bolster this, or they'd make my back feel a bit better here. This is a really comfortable seat. Like, I'm talking sport side-by-side comfortable seats. So very impressed with that. Interior's great. They got tons of storage in here. All kinds of bins, boxes, glove boxes, cup holders. I think you got room for like 8 drinks. If you need that many, maybe get yourself a cooler, because you got a bit of a problem and you probably should be recycling a bit more. So there's more than enough room for stuff in here. It does have a cool built-in USB charger, which I appreciate, because just having the ability to plug in your USB, that's nice. You don't have to put some, extended USB 12-volt charger plug in there or anything like that. It's right in the dash. It's right there. That's nice. Works good. Obviously, the hallmarks has on-demand 4-wheel drive. It has the turf mode, so 1-wheel drive, so you don't tear up the grass, and it works great. 1,000 horsepower, like I said before, is great. The gauge package on it, yeah, it's okay. It's got a little LED in the middle, and then it's got analogs on the outside. Does what it's supposed to do. I'm not looking down at the gauges very often when I'm working, unless I'm checking to see whether I'm in low range or not. That's the only thing that I really care about. So it does its job exactly the way that it should. Out back, the bed on this thing, like I said, you can put 1,000 pounds inside of this bed, which is absolutely staggering. Now on the back, it says if you go down to the different models of Ranger, obviously 1,000 pounds is what they've upgraded for the XP. So don't think that across the board your Ranger is going to pull 1,000 in the bed. It's just the XP that does that. And I will say, the way that they've really beefed up this box, it's got nice big tow hooks in the corners of the box, so you can strap some serious junk down in here. You can see I've been hauling firewood. Sorry I didn't clean it up for you, but everybody always says that these things look too clean. So it's got nice little, almost pickup truck style tow hooks in the corners, and you can ratchet strap onto these things, and you can put 1,000 pounds in there, and you can tie down a ratchet strap as tight as you want, and those aren't moving or bending. Now the other thing is, up in the top of the box rails, there's definitely reinforced plastic, and there's steel in behind this stuff from what I understand, so that you can put ratchet straps across the top as well, and the box sides stay a lot stronger. If you remember Rangers from 10, 15 years ago, when you'd really put a load on the side of these things and start torquing in, the box sides would bend in. That was just because it was the beginning of utility side-by-sides, and people really didn't know what we were going to use them for. So now they've got a box on this thing that is absolutely strong, sturdy, and durable. And the tailgate too. I mean, the tailgate you can sit on, you can, hang out around. You can put a good load of stuff on there and it's not gonna rip off and fall down. Kind of like your pickup truck, they've beefed these up quite a bit in the past couple of years, as well as the latches. You'll notice it's all steel in here. The actual latch system works really well and hooks in. I have a whole bunch of wood in between the tailgate and the bed, so it sometimes grabs that a little bit. But it's sturdy, it feels good. It's got cup holders on it, whether you need more of those or not. The other thing is, there's just a all-round, really beefed up feel to the Ranger, and that's to the Ranger XP rather. And that's something I appreciate because we do have a base model SP Ranger that we've been running around on. And I just feel like the difference between those, I mean, if you're really a utility user of side-by-sides, the XP, I mean, you gotta, if it's not in your dealer showroom, you need to go find one and just experience how much stronger this thing feels. Just grab it. I mean, you know, give it a, you know, push on stuff, grab on the box rails, give it a, tilt the box, give it a feel. These things really are built so much stronger than we used to have utility side-by-sides built. I mean, this will tow 2,500 pounds. That's a lot. Like, who's towing 2,500 pounds with their side-by-side? Like, think about it. That's a lot of weight to be towing. And 1,000 pounds in the bed. I mean, that's significant for what we're doing. So the XP really steps it up a level, takes it up to that next notch. The durability and the rigidity of that one-piece chassis, I think, is where all of that comes from. You know, Polaris is building on top of something that's really strong and sturdy, and that's what delivers and gives you that feel of a very sturdy side-by-side. And you know, I mean, it comes with a 2-inch hitch receiver. Obviously, you see I've got a thing in there, kind of Jimmy rigged to be able to pull my wood splitter around. But it's just a very stout, strong, solid side-by-side. I haven't cleaned it. I've been working it hard around the house here, taking it into the forest, dragging massive piles of wood out of the forest, and it just keeps coming back for more. And it's not, it really is surprising where we've come in the past, like I said, 10, 15 years, and how much we've improved. I guess when we think about pickup trucks, it's kind of the same thing, but I mean, the evolution of side-by-sides is really impressive. And I'll tell you what, when it comes to utility, Polaris is at the top of their game. They're doing a great job. The Ranger XP 1000 is just hitting it out of the park every single day. Oh yeah, and one more thing I completely forgot. If you like this video and you want to see more stuff like it, click the like button, hit the subscribe button, keep checking out our stuff, ask us questions, put your comments down below. We try to answer them personally, and if you have a good idea, we try to do a video on it. So leave us some stuff down below. Have a good day.